Hey, everybody. Welcome to Social Time. My name is John Rink. Social Time is the program where we talk about different concepts and how they relate to developing community and fostering interpersonal relationships. I have 950 friends on Facebook. How many people would you say that you know? Now, my question wasn't how many friends on Facebook do you have? The question was how many people do you know? In a way, that was a trick question because I don't know 950 people from Facebook. If anything, I know about a handful of people from Facebook. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar studied primates, and he found that there's a correlation between brain size and primates and the amount of other group members they were able to keep track of. Humans are primates with the biggest brains, and we have the biggest groups. So he found that there was a correlation between brain size in primates and group size in primates. Robin Dunbar described a group as being any gathering or any community where you were able to know the relationships between all the different people in the group and whether or not they were friends or foes. When we talk about it in like a real life sense, a group is really anyone, to put it loosely, who you'd be willing to go out to a restaurant or to a bar to or any other social gathering and you'd feel comfortable around them. Dunbar came up with the conclusion that the most amount of people in a group that the human brain is able to keep track of is approximately 150 people in the group. Robin Dunbar did a study on a group called the Hutterites, who were a fundamentalist group in the central United States and in Canada. This group made it a point to limit their group size to 150 people. This was the size where they were able to self govern themselves without any kind of police force, and they were able to perform is the wrong word, but they were able to provide discipline when needed without having to use any kind of police force. The Hutterites also provided policies that they used when the group got too big to kind of start expanding into another group. So for them, the idea of 150 worked. Before even the study of the Hutterites, Robin Dunbar studied different hunter gatherer communities, and he found the same thing that 150 was a pretty consistent number. He saw that most overnight camps, if the group was hunting overnight, most overnight camps were around 38 people in the overnight camp. A village was around 148 people, and a tribe was around 1,155 people. What the study found was that with this hunter-gatherer community, that the population remained the most consistent when the group was around 148 to 150 people. So his idea of primates and being able to keep track of 150 people, especially as humans and primates, was consistent with that group. and with the Hutterites that we also talked about. Another place where we can see this idea of 150 being being a consistent group size where people are able to keep track of others and know the different skills that they have and really work better as a team would be in different military units. Militaries from the time of the Roman Empire have limited their units to 150 people because this is the number where, again, people know each other's talents and they're able to work most effectively as a group. So I would strongly believe that Robin Dunbar is onto something with his concept that people are only able to keep track of 150 other people, and that's the same place where people are most functional. Do I think it's necessarily? Do I think it's necessarily limited to that number? Do I think it's a fixed number? No, I don't think it is, but I do agree that as smaller groups, people are able to function better and get to know each other more. I can think of times that I've been to larger churches. I'm Christian and I go to church on a regular basis, and I'd like to be part of that community, especially in the upstate New York area. I found that when you go to larger groups or larger churches, it's harder to keep track of people. It's easier to keep track of people when you're in a smaller group because that's where relationships are actually formed. So, as someone who's potentially interested in church planting in the future and helping churches grow, especially in the capital district, I think that churches can be more effective if they start to think about expanding once once the congregation of their church gets to be around 150 people. I'm not saying necessarily a church should split and develop another church. Maybe even if it's just a second service on a Sunday morning, or if the group's getting too big. I know of several young adult groups in the area that are probably around 150 people plus. At that point, people can't get to know each other because the groups are starting to get too big. So groups like that are that size should either think about forming a new group or really consider small groups where people can get to know each other better and use the theory that Dunbar came up with to make groups more effective. So this has been another episode of Social Time. So get out there, be safe, but be social. My name is John Rank. It is. I'm sure of it. My name is John Rank. My name is John Rank. Well, take care, folks. Have a nice night, and we'll see you on the next episode of Social Time.